One of the things that I have noticed in the body of Christ is that we have literally allowed a demonic and esoteric ideology called the enneagram into the body of Christ. The enneagram is so steeped in esotericism, hermeticism, and alchemy, and for whatever reason, we have literally just been like, "Oh, what's your enneagram? What's your enneagram?" And it's, you guys, it's so demonic. The personality test of the Enneagram is actually very recent, started I believe in the 20th century by Claudio Naranjo and Oscar Izcazo, and those two established the Enneagram as a personality test. But the Enneagram actually stems far before the Enneagram as a personality test, because Oscar and Claudio actually got their ideas and were inspired by a man called George Gurdjieff. George Gurdjieff was born in like 1866, and he was a mystic, a psychological philosopher, and he was one who traveled to different countries, different ancient civilizations, and he would study these civilizations and cultures, their esoteric art. So he would go to these civilizations like Egypt, Greece, and all these places, and he would study their esoteric knowledge, and then he would receive it and accumulate it into his body of work. While he was in Egypt, he was studying the esoteric knowledge and intel of Egypt, and came across this understanding called the Enneagram. George Gurdjieff is known to be an alchemist, a magician, a shaman. He's known to be a wizard. And when you really study him, you will realize that a lot of people have said that George Gurdjieff was actually one who had high spiritual powers. So he often displayed the abilities of telepathy, mental manipulation, hypnosis, intellect, different forms of healing. This man was a spiritual giant in the demonic realm. The Enneagram, according to George Gurdjieff, was not this personality test like it is today. To George Gurdjieff, it was actually a symbol of universal law, cosmic law, and cosmic spiritual freedom, as well as the hieroglyph of universal language. I know it sounds like a bunch of, yeah. As you can see here, George Gurdjieff taught the Enneagram through a series of sacred dances, explaining that it would be thought as a living symbol that was moving and dynamic, not as static. And he called his teachings the work, okay? He believed that people needed to rely less on outer personality and began to rely more on internal spiritual presence, okay? I don't even know how to even explain what that means, but just hear what I'm saying. Now let me fast forward a bit, because I just wanted to give you the origins of the Enneagram. The Enneagram, according to the personality test from Claudio and Oscar, they actually share that they received their information and revelation of the Enneagram through automatic writing.